il PC scarico, se non lo carico va tutto a puttane. Here we are, again, my friends, with another episode of the Design Highlights. I'm Pedulli, nice to meet you, industrial designer based in Italy, and with this series of video I'm just trying to share with you and comment with you some interesting design-related hot stuff that went out last month, which I think that have some interesting design, detail, choices, approach that in my opinion should have been like share and highlight. This is the first video of the year, let's hope it's gonna bring us some luck. We need that, I need that, because I'm in quarantine with COVID. I'm not saying that to pity you, but just because, I mean, when I will watch again this video I will remember about the situation. Maybe I will laugh, riderò di questa cosa. In the last month I started experimenting the reels on Instagram, so from now on these videos on YouTube will be a little bit longer, a little bit deep in details. On YouTube there will be the complete version of the product design, while on Instagram some little peels every week. I hope you will enjoy that. Bene. Abbiamo detto tutto, so we can start officially with these design highlights of December. Porca puttana, che mese siamo? No, gennaio. We can start with these design highlights of January 2022. Number one of today's video is the Freestyle Samsung Smart Projector. Samsung made this huge presentation at CES. They presented design direction, new products, a lot of stuff, but the very attention of everyone went on this projector. I'm actually really struggling while I'm talking about this project because I have like two main different opinions regarding this one. The first one is really positive regarding the usability. In fact, they managed to make this incredible project really adaptable to a tons of situations. It's really elastic in terms of where you can use it, but on the other hand, I'm not really felt in love with the design aesthetical part of this projector. Let's start with the usability. Love that. Samsung in fact did a great job in terms of understanding which were the possibilities regarding the smart home, and they find that actually there's no smart projector yet on the market, and so they decided to hit this area really powerfully. Usually all the other competitors are like a little bit tricky to use. Actually I have mine here. Yes, I mean, look at this one. You have to build it to connect the HDMI, the power supply. You have to use these levers to regulate the focus, and you have like to position it, not too low, not too high, and every time you have to set it up. I mean, they work really on trying to solve and make this interaction look easier. I mean, if you arrive at home late, you just don't want to set up everything, connect the cable, the power supply, regulate it. I mean, uno sbatti incredibile. And so they worked really hard trying to solve all of these interactions. They wanted to make the projector has an easy and quick interaction. This smart projector, it's designed to adjust himself to the wall. He's going to set up himself and you have just to connect your phone, your PC, auto mirroring your device, and done. He will think on everything. Auto levering, auto setting, auto adjusting. You just have to connect it, put it on, and done. He will do everything for you. This is possible thanks to different sensors on the front of the product that helps this auto levering, auto settings, and auto setup. This project is really compact and really robust. It's actually not bigger than an audio speaker Bluetooth that you have in your house. It has been thought and designed to adapt itself to different places and area of the house. So with this dimension you can easily move it around and set it where you need the most. Also his fulcrum and his shape let him to be projected in almost 360 degrees at top. And this is very useful because you can adapt it to every surface and place you prefer. I think that there are no other competitors that are able to do that, so chapeau. And the pivot looks actually really robust and steady, so you have to apply a little bit of force to move that, making these objects like really steady and robust, that you have to apply some forces or some way that you have to move. It's really a sign of quality. Into the bottoms there are different sockets to let you use different accessories. On this one you can also convert it into a lamp, make it like you able to project into the table or other flat surfaces. The cap for the camera is not just a cap, in fact it's made in a semi-opaline and transparent thick plastic, and this choice has been made to let you use this also as a sort of diffusing mode, transforming these into a little and very cool diffusing lamp. It also has a built-in 360 speaker for a great audio support, and also the fan doesn't look like too noisy. It's really important you know how much noise the fan made. It can be easily connected to all of your smart devices. The uses are more or less infinite, and this is why a part of me really loved this project. On the other hand, there is a part of me who is not really felt in love with the design and the aesthetic part of this project. I mean, it's a pretty, let's say, obvious design. I think it's not that much iconic. I think that they could have like risked a little bit more maybe, but this is just my personal opinion in terms of aesthetic. aesthetic. Also, the colors they choose are not really powerful in my opinion. I mean, Samsung itself presented these beautiful new design languages for their large appliances with powerful colors, crazy graphic design, and it's a pity they didn't involve also these into these families, because this project with a more iconic design would have been insane. Of course, this project has been very complex to realize. Just imagine all of the user studies, the analysis into the scenario, the interaction, and also if I don't personally like the aesthetic, I mean, it's fine. I totally recognize the huge effort from Samsung. For all said, with a specific focus on interaction and new possibilities, of course this project has to be a part of these design highlights. And now, after this big guy here, it's time to move on the second one. Number 2. Number 2 is the new design of the Yoto Mini, designed by Pentagram, one of my favorite design agencies. If you don't know them, just go immediately and look for their website because their work is insane. So yeah, Yoto Mini. The Yoto Mini is a screen and free audio platform for children. It comes after the first design, the Yoto Player, that actually won also a lot of important awards and has a huge success. As we can see, it's a clear evolution and upgrade of the Yoto Player. The design language is more or less the same, the color, the material, and the interaction has been untouched. Also because this design worked, so why do you have to change if something is really working? So don't make a shame. They focused in fact their work on the dimension of the product. As we can see, this new version is way smaller than the previous one. These changes in dimension not only led to a less expensive production and of course then to the price, but also comes helping the user for the transportation. Being designed for children, less space it takes, the better is, both for parents and children that have to carry it around. And yes, as said, the design language of the Yoto Mini is the same of the Yoto Player, but it's amazing. Warm gray and cozy plastic color for the main body and some more visible and light color for the main interaction. You can see here there is a clear will of wanting to enhance the function of these buttons and knobs. There are also main colorful silicone coverings in order to avoid possible damages. Actually, the design is not totally the design of a toy. It has its own elegance, rigidity, very compact in terms of both shape and details. It could be easily something more technical than an audio platform for kids. I mean, I love how they decided to create this game, this toy for children, but with this technical and professional design language. As we have seen, it only has two main knobs, a screen for enhanced storytelling, the place for these expandable cards for the stories, and an audio speaker. How does it work? It's actually really easy. You have to select the story that you want to listen, insert it into the product, and boom! Story time! Story time! There are dozens of possible stories that you can listen, and actually there are also some empty cards that you can register on in order to create your own story. The multi-LED pixel screen is able to give the kids more involvement during the storytelling. Each story has different images related to the chapter. The idea of wanting a smaller design product clearly brought them to choose a smaller screen. The audio comes out from the frontal speaker, and the design of this one has been kept more or less the same, circular texture pattern related to the Yoto Player. The main interaction occurs thanks to two main knobs. One knob is for setting the volume and the other one is for selecting the chapter of the story. You can also press one of them in order to see the clock and the day. And it's possible also to listen some specific radio channels and podcasts for kids. The two main knobs has been designed not to be too big and not to be too small. They have been easily used both from children and parents. Imagine just during user test you have to have this detail of the product that has to work both for the parents and both for the kids. It's not really common to have a product design that has to fit both users. Just you can see from the prototypes that they did how much work in analysis and interaction they had to do. The product has a USB-C for recharging and it's even possible to connect it to other headphones. It's very interesting, the idea of having a carefully connected project. Is somehow connected but in a really smart way, paying attention to the user, kids in this case. So it doesn't have a camera, a microphone. I mean, I really love this idea to avoid to put too much stuff on it, just to have a marketing that said, okay, we have also the microphone. No, they just put the necessary. And actually you can see how still the Yoto Player is more related for a home use because it's larger and bigger, and the Yoto Mini is for an external use. So you actually expanded the family without even cannibalize the two products. I mean, this is a great job. So anyway, for all said, approach, way of thinking, interaction, design language, for all these reasons, you know, it's a part of this video. Of course it is, you are watching it right now. Yeah, Yoto Mini was fine, but now it's time to get more serious. Let's go in fact with number 3. Number 3 is not for kids. I mean, I would never give it to a child, but you are free to do whatever you want, because the number 3 is the new Garmin sport watch series, the Fenix 7. So Garmin went out with this new series of high-level performances sport watches. This series is actually composed by a huge number of models. They all changes like in little details, color, finishes, weight and material. The entire family went out together, and this huge possible selection of products can actually cover a very vast area of possible users. So let's say that you want a professional watch to follow your activity, your sport, you will find for sure the one that fits your needs into this series. So being able to go to the market with this really vast number of products is also a strategic movement for the company. You can really understand the taste of your customer, the trend, and which interaction are preferred than other ones. As said, into this series, every single watch has his own design. For example, some of them will be available with a main body in inox, other in titanium, other with a PVD treated for the finishes and colors. Also the glass really switch into different models. In fact, some of them has Gorilla Glass, while otherwise have Sapphire Glass, while the plastic is the same for each products in fiber reinforced plastic. All these watches are very strong and robust. In fact, they have been designed for a big variety and types of sports, and all the series has to be resistant in time, different weather condition and possible impacts. Not only the material, but also the design is really solid and strong. The lines are really rigid, the details are very visible, and this product lets you understand that it won't break, it will operate no matter what, and you can rely on him. A sort of little, heavy, bulky, but reliable sport assistant. The design language is a logical evolution of the Fenix Series 6. We can see some changes also for the interaction. In fact, now these watches are completely touchscreen, while the last model weren't. This move will bring these watches more closer to the everyday life. I mean, a touchscreen watch has a faster and easy interaction than just clicking physical buttons, and not having the touchscreen for your daily routine, for your daily task, could be a really important minus during the purchase from a customer. So this will be entirely touchscreen, but also without abandoning the physical buttons. They will never abandon the physical ones, because during different sport activities will be really complex to use just the touchscreen. Just imagine while you're skiing and you have to control something, you have to remove your glove, lose your hands by hypothermia, and I mean, it's not that cool though. So physical buttons are still fundamentals for different sports, and actually the design of this is very interesting because you can see a clear hierarchy. Non so la pronuncia. Hierarchy? Come cazzo si dice?
Hierarchy.
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 Utile, grazie Google, utilissimo. So these buttons are really interesting because you can see a clear
hierarchy.
Yes, there is this important hierarchy between these buttons. The bigger one can be set with the most important interaction, and also the color of this one is very visible, like red in this case. All the secondary buttons are smaller, with the color aligned with the main body. Also the screen. It has been radically improved from the latest model in a better integration of different micro solar panels. That in this way, while having on outdoor activity, your watch can freely recharge without the user even realize it. From the old one, it has a better GPS, heart and cardiac detention, and one interesting interaction regarding the stamina. Stamina is like how much energy you still have before dying, more or less. There is just one part that maybe it's missing, that this series doesn't have a vocal assistant. So you can't call using your watch, you can like just answer. Also, different products from Garmin does have the vocal assistant. So I think that maybe this is a strategic movement, that they don't want to put on this series all of the possible function. They want to still differentiate a little bit, or just maybe they have a technical issue regarding the space into the watch. I don't know, but still it's missing. And in my opinion, it's a little minus. Yeah, this was actually the final one. These videos on YouTube will be a little bit longer. Be able to have instead some peels on Instagram every Monday. So let me know what do you think about this, on having a more deep analysis on YouTube while a more restricted and really quick peel on Instagram. Thank you for watching until this point, and I hope you enjoyed. So see you in the next one. Press like, subscribe, bye bye. See ya.